Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the full units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
And here we go. Welcome to the Balking Dead, fellas, where there is no sleep for the wicked. It is Tuesday, guys, and it may be one of the best Tuesdays of the year with all these freaking studs on the mound. So let's get to it. Of course, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit, and they will match you up to 100, minimum of 25. As you already know, guys, we do have another sponsor, W. It's a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. Simply by scanning the QR code on screen, you get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code in the world. Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat, guys. Appreciate you all for coming. Shout out to the best producer in the world, Big Show Picks. Y'all know the drill. Hit that like if you haven't, and make sure you have them notification bells on. I did start putting time stats in the comment section after the show on every pitcher we talk about and the recap for those that don't have full time. I did get stoned and fell asleep yesterday, so I will be better than that. My bad. Still want to hear the breakdowns or the recaps. I will make sure at least the recap, if not everything, is in the comment section. We are over 9 games started for all these pitchers, with 10 with most of them, guys. So we're using this year's splits, and then we will compare the best line available when it first opened up to the best line available 30 minutes before show starts. And then we'll compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. Yesterday with show bets, we went 1-1, missing Bobby Miller by the hook and cashing the second under of the year on Domingo Germán. And yeah, I said it would be a sweat because how bad the Mariners are, but man, they did the job, so thank you. We should have time at the end. If you do want me to touch on any other pitcher, put it in the chat. I'll talk at least one pitcher per person if we have the time, which we should, and I'll give you my opinion. So let's talk the first pitcher on the board, Kodai Senga, number 65 in the Black Book. This year he's got a 28.6 K percentage with a 14.6 walk percentage. Blech. Opened him up last night on FanDuel, 6+ minus 144. He's now, best line is available on Bet Rivers at that 6+ at a minus 150. Please keep going up so I could bet that under 6.5. PrizePicks has him at a 6, whereas earned runs under over on PrizePicks are at a 2.5. Projected lineup today for your Phillies: 5 righties, 4 lefties, where Senga's K per 9 this year, 11.4 and 11.5 K per 9 home road, pretty much been the same type of dude. Lefties, he's striking out at a 12.6 K per 9, while righties at a nice 10.3. We get Senga, guys, where he's in a spot where I want to smack his under. But my baby nuts are stuck in my throat when I try to put a under bet in. This line did open up at a 5.5 juice, and a few books did have that 6.5. But the under was at a minus 155, and I ain't trying to get involved with the minus 155, even if it was on a damn over. So We talked about it last week, and the way I attack Senga's over are pretty simple, guys. I look at the team's walk percentage, and if they're walking below league average, I go to the over. And if they're walking above league average to elite, I just stay off. And I've watched this man not cash 3 out of 4 games. Like these Phillies, guys. These Phillies numbers say under to me. They're walking top 3 in the league over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitchers at a stupid 11.8%. Yet they are striking out at league average, a little bit above league average, 23%. Also middle of the pack to bottom 10 in all the power departments. So there are ways for this man to hit his over today. The Phillies aren't hitting the ball. And if Senga's out there for 6 innings, I want nothing to do with this man's under. Now, there is no way I can take him over either, as like I said, 3 times this year he has not hit his over. And those were coming versus teams with league average to elite walk percentage, with the one time he did hit it coming on a moving day where he happened to have his family at the game. So Senga is an easy stay off. It's either under or nothing at the moment, and I'm on nothing. And I'm just going to let it go because 3 of the top 5 bats in the Phillies lineups have chase percentages way worse than league average, as Turner, Harper, and Castellanos are chasing pitches 38% of the time or more. And if you're going to chase this guy, if I can add, it's just not going to add up, guys. So what gives the Phillies chasing pitches out of the zone? And Senga's going to rack you fucking up if that tends to happen, guys. So there's too many things going on here. That walk percentage is flaring at me to go under. And 3 of the top 5 bats in this lineup love to chase pitches. So this can happen either which way for me. So it's just a complete stay off. He can range from 4 to 10. And that's just too much damn variance, in my opinion, to get involved in. So I will get involved in other games. If this goes to a 6.5 and I can get like a -140 to the under, yeah, I'll at least put a half unit on the under. Because like I said, that I think he might end up with that dead 6 more often than not. And I just don't want to be involved with Senga right here. Nah, not today, not tomorrow. But if anything, on that under. Who I will get involved with, though, is you should already know my number 15 in the black book, Shane McClanahan at the Cubs. This year he has a 29.1 K percentage and a 9.7 walk percentage. Opened him up last night on DraftKings, 8+ at +115. Morning line was 7+ -125. Bet Rivers, and the best line available now is -122 to the over 6.5, and that's on FanDuel, where every other book has them at -140 or more. PrizePicks has them at a flat 7, whereas earned runs on PrizePicks under over are at 1.5. Projected lineup for your Cubbies today: 7 righties, 2 lefties. K per 9 this year, he has an 11.7 K per 9 at home. He is on the road here with a 9 K per 9. Lefties, he has an 8.7 K per 9, where he's striking out righties 11 people per 9 innings. This year, he does have 37 innings at home compared to just 27 away. Now, when they opened McClanahan up last night, I was like, fuck you, motherfuckers. Why you got to do me like that? Why you got to do me dirty when I want to get dirty on you? And I mean, the last time he was in this spot, guys, he was put at a 7.5, and I got hooked as he went 77 pitches in a solid 7 innings of work versus the Brewers. So I get where there was a 7.5, guys. They were fucking taxing us a whole strikeout instead of some juice. Just tax me the juice is all I ask. Don't be adding shit up. So I went to bed last night thinking, all right, I've got to figure out how am I going to pull him down to win, blah, 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 blah. Well, didn't have to worry about that as I woke up and seen that 6.5 at a -125. And I'm on that motherfucker over. Guys, he's hit the over 6.5 at 60%. So his last 10 games, he's only hit that 7.5 at a 30% clip. So the juice should be around that -110, and we get taxed for it, guys. A lot of books, like I said, have -140 or more, and this is a hog. We pay juice for hogs. We don't take them up numbers, but we will pay juice in a spot where it says this dude does damage. So we had to get a 7.5 for the people who bet under, so the books can get under and over money, guys. There was no way under money was going to come on the 6.5. But they got their under money simply by people looking at over his last 10 games. He has not hit 7.5 but 3 times. So they will bet the percentages that way. Thank you Books know that. I know that. Blah, blah, blah. We got the number we're supposed to get. I would have bet the 7.5 if I fucking had to, but let's talk about why we don't have to and why we get the number where it is. The Cubs' numbers versus lefties over the last 200 plate appearances, they're walking above league average and they're crushing the baseball, but they're also striking out at a 26% clip. Well, we have said this 100 times versus these teams who smash lefties. Hold my motherfucking beer, guys. And neither of these teams had a bad K percentage like the Cubs that he's faced this year that smash lefties. Good pitching beats good hitting every day of the week. And getting 7 punchies versus a Jays team and 10 versus a White Sox team who at the time, neither of those teams struck out and they crushed lefties. Our guy went out there and did the job, guys. So now we have a team who, by the numbers, that are striking out to lefties and they're supposedly hitting the ball. But like we say, good hitting beats good pitching beats good hitting. And you're striking out at a number that does this dude wonders, guys. So let's talk why McClanahan's going to have a 10 to 12 piece type of day, in my opinion. McClanahan's faced only 6 teams, guys, since last year, including this year, with a K percentage of 24 or worse. And this fool goes out and dicks him down. He is 6-0 to the over 6.5, averaging 8.7 strikeouts a game. And yes, his strikeouts have gone up at home compared to the road. But look at all these teams with the bad K percentage he's faced, guys. Only one of those teams were on the road. So I'm going to tell you his career home road splits maybe just a little bit skewed when you're racking 10 to 12 up versus these teams with bad K percentages. And 5 of them happen to be in home games and only 1 was on the road. But either which way, this man has hit the 7 every fucking time or more. And we've got more than that 1.5 strikeouts of wiggle room that we talk about on this show. So sign me up for a guy who is 100% win rate when he sees a team with a 24% strikeout percentage or more to this over 6.5, guys. And plenty of wiggle room, as like I said. He averages 8.7 strikeouts in this game. Now, like I said at the beginning, I would pay juice for this man. He is a hog. He's shown he could produce in this. We pay juice for the hog. So if you've got to get in minus 140, minus 150, that's fine. The number we want is 6.5. That's the number we want. He is undefeated to that number. Now, if we go up to 7.5, he's 5-1. Because like I said, they pulled him versus the Brewers when they bumped him to a 7.5. But we don't have that 7.5. We've got the number that he is 100% to. So appreciate you all for tuning in. If you haven't already, smash that like button if you do like what you're hearing. We should have plenty of time at the end to touch on any other pitchers. It is a great day for pitching. So throw it in the chat if you want me to talk about them. And at the end, I will get at them. Now let's get into Joe Ryan at the Astros, number 67 in the black book. This year, he's got a 28.9 K percentage with an elite 4.1 walk percentage. Opening line on DraftKings was 7+ plus 106. The best line available now for that 7+ is on FanDuel at plus 116. PrizePicks has him at a 6, where his hits, runs, outs on PrizePicks were not available. We know what the Astros run, and that's 7 righties, 2 lefties. It is projected as of now, but it's still projection as I just looked. Those lineups still ain't out. Good old Joe Ryan, guys. Let's talk his splits before we get into why I've got to just let it go. But it's a heavy lean right here, guys, and let's talk about it. This year, he's averaging an 11.6 K per 9 at home with a 9.5 on the road. He dominates the right-handed side with a 12.5 K per 9 and an 8.2 K per 9 versus the left-handed side, and that pretty much matches his career. Now, I do expect his home road splits to pan out, as he's only pitched 24 innings at home compared to 37 on the road. Joe Ryan versus these Astros, part 2 of the year, guys, were the first time when the Astros had no numbers to go by. Joe Cool just went out 6 innings with 10 strikeouts. Now we get a 6.5 with the correct juice. Nothing added or taken off. And I expected it to be taken off because of these Astros and the way they've been playing over the last 15 days, let alone month. And they're one of the best teams in baseball right now versus right-handed pitchers. And their numbers are just fucking elite. They're walking at a 9.2%. They're not striking out at a 19.5%. They're top 5 in every hitting category. One of the best teams in baseball, starting to click on all cylinders. Now, Joe Ryan has faced 2 teams already this year with elite hitting numbers. He went 7 innings, 7 strikeouts versus the Yankees, but they were striking out at a 24% clip. And the Angels, who were not striking out, but also not walking. And like when we talk about Giolito, I like to play guys with high Ks and low walk percentages, no matter what the Angels numbers say. And whether the numbers say play or not, in the case of that, he went out versus the Angels when the numbers said no, and he got 9 punch outs in 6 innings. So I get why the books opened him up at regular juice, and I also get why people are now betting him under, as I can't get involved with no under, not on Joe Ryan today. As we know, they're going to load up 7 right-handed, 2 left-handed bats. That favors Joe Cool big time. As is, like I said, his K per 9 career-wise is 4 strikeouts or better from the left-handed side from the right-handed side than versus lefties. Now, the issue for me here and why I can't get on the over, and I think it might be a dead under, guys, is the fact is the Astros to me are a no-fly zone. And that means you need a good reason to run a strikeout prop versus. And Ryan went 6 innings versus Boston. They're on a no-fly zone. He only had 3 strikeouts. He also faced the Cleveland Guardians, who are on a no-fly zone for me. And he went 6 innings with 4 strikeouts. Now, one thing I do know is that Boston and Cleveland sent out 4 to 5 lefties in that game, where we know we're going to get 7 righties from this Astros team. I could see the over and I could see the under here. So far, I just had to let it go because I could see each ways. Now, if he smacks his K prop again, I wouldn't be surprised, guys. I'd look at his outs before his K props. As we know, the janky shit the Astros like to play by soaking their infield. And the fact that Ryan has gone 6 innings in each game versus elite hitting juggernaut teams this year, I've got to expect good pitching beats good hitting, guys. Now, I just don't know if the strikeouts are there with that good pitching, guys. Now, when we look at this team's chase numbers, which Joe Ryan needs you to do, this team don't chase. If we just look at their overall team percentage, they're 11th in the league in chase percentage. And when I put their lineups in, there's a few guys who chase a lot. But at the end of the day, they're still league average, which their 3, 4, and 5 hitters, guys, are considered elite and not chasing, and Bregman, Your Daddy, and Tucker. So unless we get a different lineup, I'm just going to have a complete stay off. Those who can live bet, I would wait till after he gets through those Bregman, Your Daddy, and Tucker. If he's only got 1 or none, then I'd get in. And I'd feel a lot more comfortable knowing that the swing and miss coming from the rest of that lineup. So he could definitely get Altuve. He's got a lot of chase in that pop. Pena's got a lot of chase in his bat, guys. So there is some guys up there who do and will chase, but there are also some other guys that just will not. And shout out to my producer, guys. He bets Your Daddy, Your Don. If you don't know why I call him Your Daddy, you should probably watch, guys, because he makes every picture your daddy. He says, I'm your daddy, man. But he be betting ladders on this guy almost on a daily basis, guys. Like it's just that much money for this guy that he's made and how many times he hit it. And he goes, Sharpie, his home runs at a plus 250 and his 4 bases are at a plus 225. I don't think he's missed that this year. So I says, bro, that matches up with the chase percentages that I'm looking at. This dude doesn't chase, and Joe Ryan needs you to chase for them strikeouts. And that's where I'd say I'd look at his outs before his strikeouts were actually a live betting one, but you might miss it with Altuve and Pena leading off. So unless they do some drastic difference to this lineup, then I'll actually get in. And if I decide to get in, I will tweet it out. But there's things pulling to the under to me and things pulling to the over. I get both ways, and then I just got to let that go. Another one that I was not going to let go, it's just how much am I going to put on it? It's either going to be half or full skis, and that's Lucas Giolito versus the Angels, number 47 in the Black Book. This year, he's got a 24% K percentage and a 7.1 walk percentage. Opening line 7+, minus 115 on DraftKings. Best line available now is on FanDuel at a plus 104. 6.5 on PrizePicks, whereas earned runs on PrizePicks under over 2.5. projected lineup and just give me that lineup. Give me the lineup from yesterday, Fox. Give me Moniak leading off again. Jesus Christ. K per 9 this year, he has an 8.5 at home and a 9.7 K per 9 on the road. He has the exact same this year. Lefties and righties, he has a 9.1 K per 9. Sharpie, why the fuck you want a fucking lineup if he does the same? Well, career-wise, guys, he does strike out lefties a lot better than righties over the last 2 years, at least one strikeout more per 9. And, I just feel a lot better when I do see lefties in the lineup. And if I see Moniak leading off, and do we got them lineups out yet? No Winker? Nope. Cool. I'd be like, it's a bet as soon as I get this lineup. Let's talk Giolito, guys. 6.5 on PrizePicks. I already said that. So let's talk. We get a guy in a spot, guys. Since last year, he's winning at a 69% win percentage when it's come to these situations. And he's in that situation today. Lucas Giolito versus a K percentage of 24 or worse. And that's what the Angels bring into this matchup. They're walking league average, striking out at a 25% clip, and they're middle of the pack in the hitting categories. Taking Giolito, seen these Angels 2 times last season. First game, they were walking at an elite 10.4%, smashing the ball and striking out at a 23.5% clip. Giolito went out there 6 innings with 7 strikeouts. Then he's seen them later on in the year when the numbers said he should smack his over on his K prop, yet he got hooked. Going 6 innings with just 6 strikeouts, pulled it 88 pitches, and was just livid and pissed off that game. And the Angels ended up coming back and winning it after they pulled it. Now, personally, guys, I haven't pulled the trigger yet because I want the lineups and preferably, like I said, the one from yesterday versus Kopech. Do me a favor, guys, and give me as many lefties as you can find. And over the last 2 seasons, Gio has sat down lefties at, like I said, at a 1 more strikeout per 9 innings than the right-handed side. Now, one issue that I am having here, guys, is I do like to attack these Angels with pitchers who have elite strikeout and walk percentages. And Gio has a really good walk percentage, but a good 24% strikeout, but 27% is elite, guys. So that's where it's like, But at the end of the day, guys, he's got a 69% win percentage to this over 6.5 when he's faced teams. He's hit this over 3 times this year in the 3 opportunities he's been given him. And he shines versus teams like this. And to boot, guys, he's got a 30% strikeout percentage versus Ohtani and Trout combined. Over 35 freaking plate appearances. So just give me the lefties. I'm not worried. Trout and Ohtani might bomb the fool. That has nothing to do with a strikeout. The fact that 1 out of 3 times, and Giolito up until last week was one of 4 pitchers to go 6 innings or more 7 straight games. You go 6 innings, Gio, we're getting our 7, guys. So, yeah, there might be a bad ruptured inning right there. It happens in baseball. You might give up a 3 spot. I didn't bet you to win the game. I didn't bet the under. I didn't bet the over. What I will bet is his over strikeouts, either a half or full unit, and I will post it on Twitter as soon as the lineups come out, or I'll let you know as soon as they come out because I'm gonna keep checking. Those were more lineups I just crossed off. There still has not come out. We should have plenty of time, guys. If you want me to touch on any other pitchers, put it in the chat, and I'll get at least to 1 per person that you guys do ask about and want me to talk about. If you haven't, do me a favor, smash the like button as it does help the algorithms more than you know. Now we get to talk a guy I got a half unit bet on, and that's Nasty Nestor. Yeah, Nestor fucking Cortez. Number 56 in the black book, has a 23.2 K percentage with a 7 walk percentage. Opening line on DraftKings was 6 plus minus 135, and that's still the best line available at DraftKings as well. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas earned runs on PrizePicks are under over 2.5. Excuse me. Projected lineups: 7 righties, 2 lefties. K per 9 this year, 7.8 at home with a 12.3 on the road, 8.1 versus the left-handed side, and a strikeout per inning versus the right-handed side. He does have 33 innings compared to 21 away. So not too much to be putting into, oh my God, he's so much better on the road than at home. Actually, career-wise, he's actually had a better K per 9 at home than the road. But right now is what it is. And let's talk why we're going to bet Nasty Nestor. We got a nice spot for him, guys, by the numbers. And the Mariners over the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties, they're walking below league average. They're striking out at a 24% clip, and they're middle of the pack in all hitting categories. Now, Nestor has an 80% win rate to the over 5.5 in 10 games since last year versus a K percentage of 24 or worse, averaging 6.6 strikeouts in these spots. Now, I get there isn't 1.5 of wiggle room. There's only 1.1, but an 80% win rate is a good amount of opportunities, and 2-0 this year in this spot. Has me taking Cortez over 5.5 at that minus 135, guys. Now, this should be an even money type juice bet, but the books see the Mariners numbers and they added on juice. It is what it is. At least they didn't add on a strikeout. Another thing I do like in this spot, guys, is the fact that Nestor seen this team last year when the numbers said no. And Nasty Nestor just went out and nastied them dudes, going 6 innings, 3 earned runs with 10 strikeouts. Now, I'm only putting a half unit on Nestor Cortez today, as I have a heavy fear of being booned. When your pitcher is humming and your coach yanks you for whatever reason he sees fit, and taking the fact Domingo Germán went deep, so at any given point, Boone will fucking yank Cortez. Also, the only guy I can really be betting full unit plays on is Garrett Cole, guys. And Garrett Cole is the only guy I have from confirmed sources that he'll fuck Boone's mother. Baby's mother, dude. Not his mother. Sorry about that. Fuck Boone's baby's mother, guys. And that's from a confirmed source. And then I have it from another confirmed source that Nasty Nestor loves his baby's mom too much to cheat on him. So I need a vicious type guy who will yell at the coach that comes takes him out, not a guy who'll just give him the baseball. And he doesn't have that type of trust with Boone as Cole has. So there is times where you'll be humming with Nestor, and then all of a sudden you'll just be like, what the fuck just happened? Oh, you got booned is what just happened, guys. So I have to temper my expectations. I have rules on not going full units with Yankee pitchers. But he's in a great freaking spot, guys, with a great win percentage. So I don't hate if you go on the over here. I just have a fear of being booned. So watch this man go out and get fucking 12 strikeouts tonight. And I'm like, well, I cashed my half unit. Ha, ha, ha. But I've got my rules, guys, and I've got to listen to them. It is what it is. Now we get to talk the other side of this matchup, which is what the fuck is going on with this line, guys? Logan Gilbert versus the Yankees, number 32 in the black book. This year he's got a 29.6 K percentage and an elite 4.3 walk percentage. Opened him up last night on FanDuel at 6+ minus 145, and he's still on FanDuel right there at that 6+ minus 145. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas outs under over are at a 17.5. Projected lineup today for your Yankees is 7 righties and 2 lefties. K per 9 this year, same home road, 10.5 each way. Lefties he struck and righties he struck out the same as well with a 10.4. So this guy's been lineup proof. He's been that dude. So what in the Sam hell is going on with Logan Gilbert? And the fact that the books put him at a 5.5, which he's only hit 9 out of his 10 games this year, guys. Now, before the bullshit the books pulled on this, I wanted Gilbert versus the Yankees. And yeah, their numbers say he can get smoked, as the Yankees over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching, they're walking and striking out league average. They're 12th in batting average, well, top 7 in every power department, and number 1 in isolated power with a disgusting 216. And yeah, I wanted to get involved with this game until the books are screaming and begging for over money. And I wanted this over strictly on what I just seen with Gausman. Gausman put these boys in a body bag, guys. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. And Gilbert, like Gausman, uses that splitter as a out pitch. Now, this is where I'm having an issue. I know it's a trappish line, and yet I want to get it. And, well, if I do get in, no way can I pay juice for what seems like a trap. Now, Gausman, they did drop to a 6.5 versus these Yankees, which was a trap line. And he went out, like I said, and smacked them. So if you are going to get on Gilbert today, fuck the 6. Don't pay juice. Don't get burned by the trap. take the 7, or be like me. If I do pull this trigger, guys, I'm going to go 8 or more at plus 250. And I'll probably, if I get in, only put a quarter unit on it. I understand the books are setting up a trap. I get it. But I've got to take him to where I think he's going to hit and just put a little less on it so it doesn't burn me in the end. I do not have no bet in as of yet, as the books are begging for over money, and you just can't pay juice if they're begging for it, guys. Just don't. Now, when I look into it, guys, Gilbert has had 4 trap lines this year. 3 of them were a 5.5, and 1 of them was a 6.5. He's cashed all the 5.5 trap lines, guys. 3-0 to the 5.5. He did lose the trap line at 6.5, where the Detroit Tigers were swinging at everything, and he was striking everybody out, and he didn't come close versus the Detroit Tigers. Now, the other teams, he hooked it twice. He cashed that 6 2 times. And he had himself a 10-piece in the other game, guys. So at the end of the day, I can't pay up for that juice. I think I'm getting what they're doing, but at the end of the day, things don't pay the bills. And that's why if I do get involved, I will take them to 8 or more and only put a quarter to a third of a unit on it. So it doesn't hurt me, but yet it still gives me a nice little payback at that plus 250 to 280 range where it's sitting at now. Appreciate the chat for tuning in, guys. We pulling some numbers today. 75 live, only 40 likes, guys. I don't ask for much. But at the end of the day, I do ask for a like. So if you can, do me a favor and smack that button as I talk about some pitching. Shout out to the chat. Akbar, my dude, you've been here since day one. AOD, same to you as well. Talk Sports with JT. What up, doe? Justin McElvey, he says his stack pod is Kikuchi over 5.5 strikeouts. If I betted, guys, not in my book, I would definitely like that. He is definitely in a great spot today versus a team who likes to strike out. I was telling my boys, I was like, man, I think that minus 150 on Kikuchi is live today. What up, Jake, my dude? How are you doing? Nasty Nate, good to see you, my dude. Shane McClanahan, Rocco Rogers is talking. Shane, 6Ks, raise money line, minus 115. That's a beautiful bet right there, my friend. I love that. And what up, Jacqueline? Nice to see you in the chat. Let's get it, my guys. So let's keep this thing rolling. Ranger Suarez, Akbar. That's a guy I don't bet, bro. So it's like, I wish you would ask opinions on guys that I do bet, because like I didn't even break him down. I broke down every one of my pitchers. I do know why Ranger Suarez ain't in my book, and that's because the dude does throw a cutter over 50% of the time, and he is looking for a ground ball. He is not looking for strikeouts. He is looking to get weak contact, and the Phillies are like the Astros. They are another place that soaks that infield. So Suarez is a guy, well, at home, you want to look at backing his outs because they soak the infield. He's a ground ball pitcher, slows it down. 1 gets you 2, and 1 gets you 1 when you really need it, guys. When it's hit at 100 miles per hour off the bat, and that slowed, watered down infield slows it down to where an infielder can get to it and make a good play. Shout out to Guillermo, my dude. What's up, my guy? Got a lot of people up in here, guys. How the Mets pitcher just went to a 6.5. That's what I'm talking about. We want Senga at a 6.5 over here, bro. I want us fucking under 6.5, that is. And if I can get it at that minus 140 on that under, you go see me on that under with that half unit ski, bro, because I am a pussy when I bet unders. I've only bet 2 this year, and we are dose and O. For those who don't understand what dose is, it's the 2 nuts you got under your pants. So let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk Master P. What up, though? Soul patch type of guy. Yeah, but you got to have that soul patch. Got to keep it good. So appreciate you all for tuning in. I talked to everybody else out there. We're going to hit a quick recap for those that have missed the show. If you are just tuning in, guys, please hit the like button. It really does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on the Balking Dead, we started off with Kodai Senga and how I could only look under with him today. And it's already moved to a 6.5, and that's where the number I wanted to bet it under. And if I get that minus 140 to the under, I will look at a half unit bet to Senga under. Then we get into a bet, guys, that is Shane McClanahan over 6.5, minus 125. And he is a guy I would pay up to minus 150 juice, as he's averaging 8.7 strikeouts a game in this spot. Then we talked some Joe Ryan, and I could see the under or the over here, guys. So it's just a complete stay off for me, where Lucas Giolito will be a bet depending on lineups. So pay attention to Twitter, whether I pull a half unit or full unit, it will be something on Giolito for sure. I do have a half unit on Nestor Cortez over 5.5, minus 135. He's in a spot, guys, where he's hit this over at a 69% win rate in a great sample size, 13 games, guys. So got to get in there. We finished with the other side of that game and talked Logan Gilbert, and no way in Sam Hell should he be a 5.5, juiced or not juiced, guys. Seeing he's hit that 6 strikeouts in 9 of 10 games this year. Books don't give out free money, so be safe. If you want them, pull them up to that plus money and don't get burnt on what seems like a hella fishy line, guys. Like I said at the beginning, guys, we're now going to add in timestamps for those who are busy. Every pitcher will have its own timestamp along with the 1-minute breakdown. I appreciate you all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth, the Balking Dead, on this wonderful Tuesday full of aces. Ace of spades! Ace of spades! This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over, use that promo code PubSports, get a match deposit up to 100, minimum of 25 on your first deposit. Until next time, guys, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks and on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. We say what? Pubbing we be.
Keep firing, assholes!